Welcome again, my friends of crafting and Gil-making. Today I want to show you the updated and improved versions of my crafting rotations and macros that are taking the place of those I presented you yesterday, because we took care of the RNG and made them better. What have we changed for these macros? The first thing and the most important epiphany I took out of this is that I looked up to this groundwork ability again, because I think it has potential, and it actually has. So combined with veneration and muscle memory here, we can make an easy craft of the required materials that we need for crafting the gear pieces. And as you can see, you always, or in most of the cases, you need the ingredient that is crafted through your own specific job. So when you're just going to do weaver stuff, you need this dusk cord cloth, and you also need a second ingredient, which is always received from other jobs. So we are starting with the macro. The macro consists of muscle memory, which is not only granting your progress a step forward, as you can see here, 1300 roundabout, but also gives you a buff. Grants you a buff that will be increasing the next progress ability, as you can see here, by 100%. And now through veneration we have a very heavy bursted and boosted groundwork that will make the whole deal, and you can finish that with careful synthesis. So you just need 4 abilities to get this craft done. Okay, if you want to take your luck into hand and craft these ethereal silks, for example, for getting all the 450 gear pieces, for example, then you just head for a more simplistic macro, which is only these 2 skills, muscle memory and groundwork. So just head for these, craft it. I will show it to you, just one short time. It's really easy because you don't need any more of progress from anything else than muscle memory and groundwork. And as you can see, we have crafted these ethereal silks in just very short seconds. Okay, what does this mean? We can also make these things here. I know it has no actual value because it's outdated and the 480 stuff is better at the moment, but there are people that cannot spend 2 millions on the new gear, and they will head for this stuff, and this stuff, crafting this stuff, is so cheap, so inexpensive that you can say 50k per piece, and you can easily sell these for 300 to 400k or more. So if you want to do that, just head for anything like the casting stuff, the healing stuff, which is most popular, so anything of that direction. Then you head with 0 quality again, no buffs. You don't need buffs here when you have the master crystal. That's very important. If your CP is maxed out and you have the master crystal, otherwise you just need the blood bouillabaisse as well, which is also required for doing the high level stuff. But first hand you just need the master crystal. If you have that, you don't need any buffs. Just max out your CP as best as you can. You can do this with a bit not maxed out CP, but I highly recommend to max it out with overmelding on these 460 pieces. Okay, I try to create a macro that is done in one try. As you can see, we don't need 2 parts of this macro. It's just one macro, and I really like that. I really try to construct something in that direction, and I was really happy when I succeeded at that, because my math, I told you yesterday, it's not at the peak and the pinnacle of creation. So let's head into the facet head of casting with one-shot macro, one part, one button macro. Okay, start it and do this macro. Starting with muscle memory, you just take the same idea from doing our easy stuff, just with this 450 gear here. And we're just going another direction than that we do in the 4.2 gear, because there we start with reflect, but more to that later. We're just heading for a very efficient way for getting all the stuff done to make this all being packed into one button. And as you can see, we are quite using much CP, and we nearly need each of this, every CP you have, but yeah, finishing with groundwork, as you can see. That's the reason because why we need more CP for the finish. So yeah, maybe you should stack that. And also, you can also do this for the crafting and gathering stuff. The same macro applies to this as well. You could run into some issues with max quality. It's not most of the times it's maxed out, but sometimes you have the occasion that it's not maxed out. The quality part is a bit RNG, so but the difficulty and progress part will be done through that macro. Okay, let us head into the 480 gear pieces. Therefore, we just make this as a test subject, which is quite a nice item. And before heading into the craft, I actually had done this before. You definitely have to take these blood bouillabaisse or something higher. You actually need a CP value at around 600. So I made this a bit more CP friendly, but you should head for 600 roundabout. Okay. What we do on this macro, I will show you step by step to make everything more clear and to get a better understanding for what each skill does and what each ability does for your whole rotation. Okay, here is the progress and the quality tab, and here we have efficiency calculations. Starting with reflect. Reflect is very important to get our inner quiet stacks up. Inner quiet increase our control, so by increasing inner quiet stacks, we also increase the value at which rate we increase our quality for the craft. That is followed by manipulation. Like I said, we want to increase our durability or keep it at a good rate. That again is followed by veneration. Veneration will increase our next progress and efficiency of progress increasing abilities. We just waste one of these stacks to get another one up, which is waste not two. That is very important for anything that is working around groundwork and preparatory touches. Okay. Then we just use 3 groundwork. We have 3 veneration stacks. So just make use of all these for groundwork. And as you can see, we're just heading towards the finish, and we are quite very close to the finish. Okay, that mentioned. Now we just have waste not 2 stacks yeah, on our buff window. So we just make use of these as best as we can. So always when heading into quality sections with the changes of patch 5.2, we always want innovation at our side. So we just start this and waste 1 waste not stack. You cannot do this in another way, I think. But we definitely want innovation at our side when starting into the quality section. Okay, and now we just have 4 waste not 2 stacks left. Therefore, we just make use of them in the best way with preparatory touch. This not only has an efficiency level of 200%, but also increases our inner quiet stacks by 2 for each use. Which is very nice to get this inner quiet to the max level we can receive, which is 11. Okay, now we have used each innovation stack and each waste not 2 stack. We had a good condition, but that doesn't matter. We just can easily make this without any good conditions. You just don't have, you cannot have a poor condition on the finish with Biogod's Blessing. That will always be horrible and a disaster, so you should have to find out alternatives if that is the case and interrupt the macro or just skip the manual rotation or whatever solution you may find. Okay. Innovation will follow again, because we are not finished with quality. We have 30 durability left, which is quite nice. Okay, So therefore we just use one basic touch. This is the CP friendly version. And then we head into the second part of the macro, the second button. And now we're just heading for Prudent Touch. Prudent Touch's special ability is that it decreases durability only by 5 by nature. Without any waste knot buffs, it cannot be drawn together with waste knot, so take that into consideration if you're planning macros with both being part of it. And the best thing about it, when combined with manipulation, it doesn't decrease durability at all. So you can spam Prudent Touches into manipulation as long as you have CP for it. Okay, then we head for Prudent Touch. And as you can see, we're just heading for 15 durability, which will always be enough for 2 skills. These skills will always decrease your value when you not have any waste knot 2 stacks by 10, but you can start the last skill at a durability of 5. That is the main feature of Prudent Touch, splitting these linear values. Okay, that means we're just heading for the last 2 stacks of innovation by using our Great Strides, which is always the prerequisite to the finish with Biogod's Blessing. Okay, and now we had 2 good conditions, but as you can see, we're easily above the quality value we need to reach. Okay, head for this. And now, as you can see, we have 5 durability left. This will definitely be enough for just one basic synthesis or careful synthesis. You can choose whatever you want. Maybe you lack some craftsmanship, but I think basic synthesis, we can see it at the progress tab, will be enough for this step. So just do this, and as you can see, we still have 37 CP left. So you actually don't need 600 CP. You can go less without it. Take into consideration that I'm using the Master Crystal on my Armorer and Weaver and Leatherworker, so these are 15 CP on top of that. So yeah, calculating down these 15 CP will give you the needed CP you need for these macros. Okay, so finishing with basic synthesis, and we have a precious 480 gear piece in no time. And to show you that the macro is the same thing, that we did this manually and maybe have no good condition in it, we just do this again for maybe another piece. Yeah, the belt is the same. All of these pieces are the same quality and the same durability and difficulty level, so it doesn't make a difference if you're crafting a belt or trousers or chest piece, because having more stats on one of the pieces, it doesn't matter for crafting. Okay, start the stuff. We have the benefits left. Okay, we don't have any inventory space again, just making use of our wealth a bit. Okay, let's head into the belts. Now with macro being used. Starting with the first part, being Reflect, into Manipulation, Veneration, Waste Not 2, and now starting the groundwork. Getting our progress done. Now heading over to quality with innovation. And now we're checking if the condition is good anywhere here. Okay, we have a good condition again, but it will definitely work without good conditions. Trust me, I made 3 sets of gear without anything that is not high quality. Okay. As you could hear from my macro command, now we head over to the second part, which will be the finish to quality and progress. And now we're still easily above the quality level and can easily make the finish with a basic synthesis. Okay. And so much for all the crafting stuff and crafting rotations. I hope that I could correct my mistakes and provide you a much better versions and macros that are always linked into the description on the Google Docs document. So just head for these macros, copy them into your own macro sheets and make use of the crafting and get rich through all these macros and Gil-making through crafting. Thank you all for watching. If you want to be updated about any content, check out my Twitch as well. If you want to support me in other opportunities and possibilities, head for Patreon, or yeah, just keep watching my YouTube content by clicking the subscription button and the notification bell to be informed about the newest uploads. Thank you guys for watching. Until the next video, take care.